Good morning, students. Till this point we have covered exercise 1.1, and now today I'm going to explain you some properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Okay, watch those videos that we have uploaded on Ursel, because on the views, on the views and on the basis of homework submission, we will give you the attendance. So watch those videos. Okay, so without wasting any more time, I'm starting the topic, properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Now the first thing is closure property. What is closure property? So closure property says if you add two whole numbers and if the result is also a whole number, that means addition of whole numbers follows closure property. Okay, let's say you have one whole number w1, w2, w3. If the sum of w1 and w2, let's say I just give you one example. Let's say I have one whole number 2, one whole number is 3. When you add two whole numbers, what the result I'll get is 5. So 2 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number. That means addition of two whole numbers give me a whole number. Any doubt? So I can say that addition follows closure property. Okay, so the addition of two whole numbers follows closure property. That means अगर आप दो whole numbers को add करते हैं बेटा और आपको एक whole number ही मिलता है, that means addition of two whole numbers किसको follow कर रहा है? closure property को follow करता है. Okay. Similarly, you can say for integers also. Or you can write here is addition is closed, or you can say whole numbers are closed under addition. Okay, you can say whole number is closed under addition. I think it's clear हो गई होगी. अगर आप दो whole numbers को add कर रहे हैं and if you get a whole number as a result, that means जो addition है वो closure property को follow करेगा. That means addition of whole numbers follows closure property. Now similarly I can give you another example for integers. Let's say I have an integer. This for whole number. This is for whole number. Now this is for integers. Now let's say I have an integer i1. When I add this i1 with i2, if I get i3 as a result, that means addition of integers also follow closure property. Let's take one example. Let's say I have one negative integer -2 and I have one positive integer +3. What result I'll get? +1. So from here what I can conclude is -2 is an integer, +3 is an integer, +1 is an integer. That means LHS equals to RHS. LHS, I mean यहाँ पे जो LHS बोला जा रहा है, LHS means in the LHS you have integers, in RHS you have integers. That means addition of two integers also follow closure property. Whole number is closed under addition. Similarly, integers are closed under addition. Integers are closed under addition. You can take n number of examples. Let's say in your book in page number 6 you have different examples. Let's say -10 plus 3. -10 is a negative integer, +3 is a positive integer. The result that you will get is -7, which is again a negative integer. So integer in LHS, in RHS you also get a integer. That means addition of two integers follows closure property. Okay, so you can say result is an integer. Result is an integer. Please note it down fast. Then we will check closure property for subtraction. This is for addition. Now we will check for subtraction. Note it down fast. Note it down fast. As I have already told you that you can use n number of examples here you can take n number of examples, but in each and every example what you will find is whole number is closed under addition and integers are closed under addition. Now I'll take another example for addition. First I'll explain you addition, now subtraction. Okay, let's say I have one whole number w1 minus w2. Is this equals to w3? I mean, in LHS I have a whole number. Should I get a whole number in the RHS also? Let's check. So I've just taken one example. W1 is equals to 2 and W2 equals to 3. When I subtract 3 from 2, what I'll get? Minus 1. So whole number, this is a whole number, but this is not a whole number. Not a whole number. Rather it's an integer. So it's an integer, not a whole number. That means in LHS I have when I subtract two whole numbers, I don't get a whole number here. I just got a integer here. That's why subtraction, I can write subtraction is not closed under, sorry, whole number is not closed under subtraction. Any doubt in this? So इससे पहले example में what you seen is, if you add two whole numbers you got a whole number, but in this case when you subtract one whole number from other, you will you get an integer here, not a whole number. That's why you are saying that whole number is not closed under subtraction. Any doubt in this? Now the case of integers, I'm using the same example, but in this case I1 minus I2. In this case I'm subtracting I2 from I1. So minus 2 minus plus 3 will give me what answer I'll get. So minus 2 minus plus minus, so minus 5 will be the answer. Minus 2 is a negative integer, plus 3 is a positive integer, and minus 5 is again an negative integer. So integers are, you can say integers are closed under subtraction. Any doubt in this? Please note it down fast. In the similar manner, in page number 6 you have around 7 examples. You can use those examples to understand this concept. Let's take another example which is given in your book. It's example number 4th. It's minus 21 minus 10. What answer I'll get is, minus 21 is a negative integer, minus 10 again a negative integer. Now minus 21 minus plus 10, minus 21 plus 10 will give me minus 11, which is again an integer. So integer, this is also integer. That means integers are closed under subtraction. I think this is clear to you all. This is a negative integer. This is again an integer. So you can write integer. So integers are closed under subtraction, but whole number is not closed under subtraction. Please note it down fast. Please note it down fast. Then I'll explain you what is commutative property and what is associative property. Now the next thing is commutative property. Commutative property means if you interchange the position, the result will remain the same. How? Let's say I have A plus B. If I interchange the positions B plus A, so what I'll get is LHS must be equals to RHS, then only I can say that addition is commutative. Like for example, first I'll explain you for addition of whole numbers and integers. So addition, and now let's take one example for whole number. W1 plus W2, if this is equals to W2 plus W1, then I can say that addition of whole numbers is commutative. For example, let's take one example 5. Let's take another example 3. So 5 plus 3 is equals to 8. Now if I interchange the position, like if I write 3 first then 5, again I'll get the answer 8. That means result doesn't depend on the position of the whole numbers, right? So if you get the same result even after interchanging the positions of the whole numbers, that means LHS equals to RHS, or you can simply write addition is commutative. Addition of whole number is commutative. Any doubt in this? आपने क्या किया, W1 W2 आपने इन दोनों की पोजीशंस को चेंज कर दिया, इंटरचेंज कर दिया आपने उनकी पोजीशंस को, बट इवन आफ्टर द रिजल्ट इज सेम. दैट मीन्स LHS इक्वल्स टू RHS. दैट मीन्स एडिशन ऑफ होल नंबर इज कम्यूटेटिव. नाउ सिमिलरली you can check this for integers also. So next thing is integers. Let's say I have an integer I1. When I add this with I2, will I get the same result if I write I2 first then I1? I1 plus I2. Now if I write I2 first then I1, will I get the same result? Let's check. Okay, I'll take one example from your book. Let's say one integer is 5 and the other integer is negative integer. This is positive integer, this is a negative integer. Okay, what result I'll get is minus 1. Plus minus minus, so plus 5 minus 6 will give me minus 1. Now what else if I write minus 6 first then plus 5, so minus 6 plus 5 will give me minus 1. So I can say LHS is equals to RHS. That means addition of integers is commutative. Any doubt in this? आपने क्या किया, आपने just positions को change किया but the result remains same. That means जो result है it doesn't depend on the positions of the integers. Okay, so that's how you can write addition of integers is commutative, addition of whole number is commutative. I think this thing is clear to you all, and if any student has any sort of doubt, he or she can ask me in the Zoom session. Okay, please note it down fast. Now we will check commutative property in terms of subtraction of whole numbers and subtraction of integers. Okay, so first for whole numbers, let's say W1 minus W2. Should I get the same result if I interchange their positions? I mean W1 minus W2, is this equals to W2 minus W1? Let's check. Let's say I have one whole number 3 and another whole number is 2. What result I'll get? 3 minus 2 is 1. But if I interchange their positions, let's say I'm writing W2 first minus 3 because W1 is 3. So 2 minus 3 will give me minus 1. So 1 cannot be equals to minus 1, or I can write LHS is not equals to RHS. So what we can write is subtraction of whole number is not commutative, or simply you can write subtraction of whole number is not commutative. So subtraction of whole number is not commutative. Okay, now this is for whole number. Now you can check for integers also. Let's say I have an integer I1 minus I2. Is this equals to I2 minus I1? Let's check. Let's take one negative integer minus 2, and there is one positive integer, let's say 4. Okay, what result I'll get is minus 2 minus plus 4 will give me minus 2 minus 4, which is equals to minus 6, right? Now should I get the same result when I interchange the positions? Like if I write 4 minus minus 2, right? So minus minus give me plus 2, so 4 plus 2 is equals to plus 6. So you can this is clear from this result that LHS is not equals to RHS, because minus 6 can't be equals to plus 6, right? So I can write LHS can't be equals to RHS, or I can simply write that subtraction of integers is not commutative. Any doubt in this? So what commutative property says is that there will be, if there is a difference in the result after interchanging the positions, or in simple words, if LHS is not equals to RHS, then commutative property is not followed. But if LHS equals to RHS, that means commutative property is followed, whether it is in addition, whether it is in subtraction, whether it is in multiplication, whether it is in division. Okay, so this is for whole number, subtraction of whole number. This is for subtraction of integers, where we have observed that subtraction of whole number is not commutative and subtraction of integers is not commutative. As we have already learned that addition of whole number is commutative and addition of integer is also commutative. If this thing is clear to you all, please note it down fast. Then we will cover associative property also in this lecture. Now the next thing is associative property. So associative property means, let's say I have three integers. And these three integers I am taking from your book only: minus 3, minus 2 and minus 5. Now if I change the association, if the result will remain same, that means addition follows, addition is associative, otherwise not. What does this mean is, let's say A, or I can write I1 I2. okay, let's say I1 plus I2 plus I3. Here I1 and I2 are associated with each other. If I change the association, will I get the same result or not? This thing I need to check here. Okay, so let's say this is I1, this is I2 and this is I3. Then minus 3 plus minus 2 plus minus 5. What result I'll get here is minus 3 plus minus minus 2 plus minus minus 5. So minus 3 minus 2 will give me minus 5, minus 5 will give me minus 10. So minus 10 I'll get in the LHS when I1 and I2 are associated with each other. Now in RHS, I2 and I3 are associated. Will I get the same result or not? So minus 3 plus minus 2 plus minus 5. So minus 3 plus minus 2 minus 5. So minus 3 plus minus 7. So minus 3 plus minus 3 minus 7 is minus 10. So I can write here as LHS equals to RHS. LHS is equals to RHS. That means addition of integers is associative. Okay, and you can take n number of examples here. No need to worry about it. So you can write here is addition is associative for integers. So you can write addition is associative for integers. Any doubt in this? If any student has any sort of doubt, can ask me. Please note it down fast. Then the last thing is additive identity. Please note it down fast. So what associative property means is, if you change the association and if the result is same, I mean LHS equals to RHS, even after changing the association, then only it follows associativity. अगर आपने यहाँ पे association I1 I2 का रखा था, यहाँ पे आपने I2 I3 का association रखा आपने, but the result जो आपको मिला is minus 10, the result is same, that means LHS equals to RHS, then only you can say addition is associative for integers, or addition is associativity, follows associativity property. Any doubt in this? Please note it down fast. So the last thing is additive property or additive identity. So what additive identity means is, 0 is an additive identity for whole number and integers. What does this mean is, if you add 0 with a whole number or with an integer, the result will remain as it is. There will be no effect of 0 on that whole number or on that integer. Let's say if I have an integer I1, when I add 0 with an integer, the result will remain in integer, right? Similarly, if I add a whole number with a 0, the result will remain be a whole 0, right? So 0 has no influence either on integer or on whole number. तो 0 का ना तो integer पे कोई फर्क पड़ेगा ना ही whole number पे. The result will remain an integer and the result will remain a whole number. I am taking some examples from your book only. So let's say I have an integer minus 8 plus 0, minus 23 plus 0, minus 59 plus 0, minus 61 plus 0. So minus 8 plus 0. So the result will remain an integer, that means minus 8. Minus 23 plus 0, again I'll get minus 3 as a result. Minus 59 plus 0, again I'll get minus 59. And minus 61 plus 0, again I'll get minus 61. Any doubt in this? Similarly for whole number. If you have a whole number 8 and you are adding with this 8 with 0, the result will be a whole number. Let's say this is 23 plus 0, again the result will be 23. 0 plus 59, the result will be 59. And 0 plus 61, the result will remain a whole number. So 0 has no effect either on integer or on whole number. So this is the additive property, where additive property says if you add 0 with an integer, the result will remain an integer, and if you add 0 with a whole number, the result will remain a whole number. Please note it down fast, and you can use n number of examples here. Okay, I'm and if you have any doubt, I'm again and again I'm saying this thing, that if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the Zoom session, okay? But try these questions and watch the videos that we have uploaded on the Ursel and on the YouTube, as well as you need to submit the homework, because on that basis you will get the attendance. Okay, so note it down fast. Exercise 1.2 we will cover in the next lecture. Till that time, thank you students.